Hi there, and welcome to Choice of Voice UK, your YouTube channel if you're starting over a voiceover business and trying to mix it in with your full-time job as well. So we're here to help you to get started. So what are we going to look at today? Probably 3 key questions. 1, do you need expensive equipment to start with? 2, do you need to set up a pro studio to start recording? And 3, and the final bit here is, do you need to go full-time right from the very start? So in order to answer each of those questions in order, let's start off with the first one. Do you need expensive equipment? Answer, no, definitely not. So what do you need? Well, to get started, you probably start to need an Amazon account because everything you need is available on Amazon. So there's a couple of things that I would go for and some of the learns that I took from starting my voiceover business. So first of all, you need a microphone. Now, when you start with a microphone, you can start from anything from £20 up to something like £1,000. You don't need top-notch microphones. You can get really good microphones off Amazon, and I've got a couple that I use within my studio now. But actually, one of the first ones that I bought, I still use for my voiceover business today. How much did it cost me? £60. What have I got? I got myself something off Amazon by Behringer. That's Behringer, a German company. Do you know what? I've used that microphone and I've dabbled with some other microphones as well. And actually that gives the best sound that I've ever produced, and clients all over the world love it. It's been used for doing TV, radio, all sorts of different things. So you don't need to go and buy the most expensive microphone. And actually I'll put a link down below to the microphone that I've got, just to give you an idea and help you get set up. Now, also, what do you need? You also need a boom arm or something to put your microphone on so you can put it to attach it to your desk. You also need this, which is this thing sitting in front here, which is a pop filter. Now this, so you can actually get up close to the microphone and you can do, I don't know, Peter, Pader, Pipple, Pecker, sort of. You see what I mean? This really helps because it stops the S's, it stops all sorts of different things as well. So that's also what you need equipment-wise. It's called a pop filter. Also, of course, you need a PC to be able to run it through. Something else that you're also going to need is to be able to plug your microphone in with a lead, which is then going to go into a mixing desk. Now, something that I used for the first 4 years within my business was something that was a very, very small mixing desk. Literally just took the microphone in and then took the USB out and into my laptop. Yes, I was using a laptop for the first 3 or 4 years. And do you know what? And that absolutely helped. It got me started. And actually, as a result of doing some of the work on there, I had TV promos going out across the UK. So it is possible to have really good quality, not pay really, really expensive, and do it on the back of a laptop. Actually, I would suggest if you're starting up a voiceover business, don't go expensive because you want to make sure that you're really enjoying it, and this is the thing for you. Great. So that gives you an idea of some of the equipment. And then, of course, you're going to need something on your PC to be able to edit the audio so you can get it into an MP3 file or alternatively a WAV file, which is a higher quality audio file. So you can then send those off to the clients and you can use it to do your editing of your audio, make the audio sound much crisper. And you can do that with free software that's available. And one of the ones that I used for the first 3 or 4 years was called Audacity. Of course, use all of these things to make sure that you're really enjoying it. Right, the next thing, do you need an expensive studio setup? No, you don't. You don't need any of that at all. A lot of people, now not myself, but a lot of people started by actually setting up within their wardrobe. Why their wardrobe? Because you've got hanging clothes, which dampens the sound. So what you really need to do is to treat the space that you're recording in. For me, when I started, I used the corner of a room and used the desk. Now, listening back to it, it wasn't the best sound ever, but actually, do you know what? With some of the things that you can do through Audacity to make the sound a lot better, it was still being used on TV and radio without any problem whatsoever. So once again, it's a great way to start. You can progress as you go through your career and you can then start building all sorts of fancy stuff if you want to. For me, it's definitely about making sure that you've got the sound sounding the best you can. So you might be thinking, right, that sounds great, Steve, but how do I make that happen for me? So you need to think about, where's the quietest place in your house? Do you have children that are running around making lots of noise? Yeah, I have that here. But then again, if you tell them what you're doing and you go off and you go into your sort of treated area where it makes it sound even better, then you can then start doing your voiceover work. One of the other great things that you can use is get a duvet. If you really haven't got a treated area and an area that sounds really quiet, you can always put a duvet over the top of you whilst you're doing your recording. Obviously, you need to keep as still as possible because the rustle of the duvet sound, etc., over your microphone will come out. But you need to keep as still as possible. But that is a great way to start with your sound. And professionals, even today, I've seen still use duvets over their heads. Also, sometimes putting cushions up around the microphone. That's at both sides and also behind the microphone to stop any sort of sound bouncing around whilst you're in there. You can get all sorts of things like this. And once again, YouTube is a great place to go and see how you can sort of treat an area, not necessarily the whole room, to get the best sound possible. So, do you need something expensive to start with as a studio? Definitely not. So you can start up this as a hobby, as a sort of a side thing to see if it's something that you actually enjoy. Right, the third and final thing, which is, can you fit it in between a full-time job and family? Yes, you can. I'm actual proof of that, and so many people that start in the voiceover business are. So it's a great way to do sort of a fit in, but you need to decide what sort of things is it that you're actually going to do. So, for instance, sometimes I get asked to do audiobooks. Sometimes these audiobooks can be anything from 30,000 words to, say, 200,000 words, which is the biggest audiobook I've ever recorded. Now, doing that on a part-time basis, you've got to be realistic about time. So you've got to be able to talk to the client and go, actually, do you know what? I can do this, but it's going to take me so long to do it. So be realistic with your time. But another thing to take into consideration with time management and managing your time to do this as an additional voiceover business, one, how passionate are you about it? And two, can you take that time from endlessly scrolling through social media, watching videos on YouTube, or sitting down and watching TV? If it's something that you really want to do you know what? You'll find the time to do it. And that's what I did, and was able to take it from being something that was part-time on the back of a really busy day to a full-time job. And of course, if you've got a couple of days off as a weekend or Saturday and Sunday, or alternatively, wherever you are, if you're doing something that's a flexible job, it could be something that you do once you get in of an evening or mid-morning, depending on your shift patterns, or alternatively during the middle of the week. So it's something that can certainly fit in. So does voiceover sound like something that you want to get involved in? If it is, then you need to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be giving you hints and tips from going from a part-time voiceover to a full-time voiceover, and how to start in the very first place. Because one of the common things that I get is I get a message and it's like, Steve, you do voiceover. I want to start doing it. It's like a New Year's resolution, because it's a great way to earn a little bit of extra money and actually see if this is something that I want to take as a different career. But a lot of people don't actually realize what goes into it to start with. So that's what we're here about on this channel. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up so we can spread this out to more people, but also don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.